that I take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office on which I am about to enter. So help me God. Congratulations.
Well, thank you, gentlemen, for taking the time out of your busy day and your busy schedule to host this event and to do this swearing in. As you were standing there reading that, I was thinking back to the first time that I took that oath, and I was, what, 22? I think it was 22. And it was actually my grandfather, Grandpa Evans, who gave me the military version of that oath. He flew for the United States Navy for 20 years, 1956 to 1976, as a commissioned officer. And so when I graduated from the ROTC program at my college and was sworn into the United States Army as a second lieutenant, first time I'd ever taken the oath, it was Grandpa Evans, Greg Evans, who administered the oath to me. It's his signature that's on my, I can't even remember the name of the form right now, but the oath of office to be a commissioned officer in the United States Army. And so to go full circle from my grandfather administering that oath to the Speaker of the House to the Chief Judge for, are you a judge or a justice? Judge. To the Chief Judge for the Federal District Court for the state of Colorado is really just an incredible honor. And it's an honor that you all are a part of, because there is no way that I would be here without all of you that are in the audience and so many other people. So I have to make sure that I thank, first and foremost, God for giving me the wisdom and the strength and the determination to get to this point. I have to thank my wife and my two boys. They're done with politics, so they're being normal 8 and 13-year-old boys today. They're standing up at the Fort Lufkin Rec Center right now. But wouldn't be here without my wife, Ann. We're going to celebrate 16 years this year. And again, my two boys, Bruce and Sammy, who are 13 and 8. And then my parents are here, my mom and my dad, who raised me and who have been with me, this crazy journey started over 38 years ago. And then if I miss anybody in the audience that's an elected, I'm sorry. I know there's a bunch of y'all out there, so I'm just going to start calling them out as I see them, and then we'll go around with anybody I miss. But Mayor Coleman, thank you so much. Adrian Sandoval, who I'm so honored to have part of my staff, who's the former mayor of Platteville. Greg Mills, my district director, also the sitting mayor of Brighton. Let's see, who else do I see out here? I see Mayor Whitlow. I see some chiefs of police. I know we've got a county commissioner in the room. I know we've got a bunch of state representatives that took some time out from their busy schedule down under the Gold Dome. So Hartsook, Dan Wu, Carlos, did I miss any state reps? We got some fire chiefs here. Thank you so much. Chief of Police from Greeley, Mayor Zoe. Did I miss any other electeds, chiefs? Mayor, oh my gosh, Firestone. There we go. All my notes are sitting over there. Anyone else that I missed? Mayor of Bed Heights, Mayor Montoya, thank you so much. Appreciate you all. Thank you so much for taking the time to come. Thank you to everybody else for taking the time to come out and be part of this. When we were putting the district office together, we talked about what do we want to be the overarching theme of the DC office and the two offices that we have in the district, the one in North Glen and the one that's up in Greeley. And the phrase that kept coming up over and over was, we want this to be a district-driven office. Everything that we do in Washington, everything that we do drives from our ultimate goal to uphold the type of government that we are so privileged to have here in the United States, which is a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. And so to make sure that the voice of Colorado in the 8th Congressional District is heard in Washington, D.C., we will have a district-driven office. And a critical part of doing that, we felt, was making sure that we had an event like this in Colorado, because we know not everyone can jump onto a plane and go back to DC. So reaffirming our commitment to serve the people of Colorado via a ceremony like this is incredibly meaningful to me, and thank you all so much for taking the time out of your day to come. And as you've heard, this really is the story of the American dream. Most of you all have heard at least parts of the speech before. We talked about my Grandpa Evans, Greg Evans, served in the United States Navy for 20 years. My mom's dad, Cuauhtemoc Chavez, born in Mexico, came to the United States and earned his citizenship with Patton's Third Army in World War II, fighting in the Western Front. And so my mom, her dad, she's a first-generation American. And to go from being the grandson of an immigrant, tried to do my whole life since I graduated high school, in between 12 years in the U.S. Army and the Colorado Army National Guard, one combat deployment overseas, and then everything that we use the National Guard for here in Colorado, wildfires, floods, search and rescues, to serving in the police department, the city of Arvada, for another 10 years.